Hi, I'm Dia and you guys are watching Dinosaur. So I wanted to film a video but I was feeling lazy and I didn't want to get out of my bed and I didn't want to leave my blanket behind. So I'm filming from my bed. Here is my blanket. And yeah. So anyway, today I'm gonna tell you about all the books that I soft DNF in the year of 2022. And so I have this bad habit of putting down books while I'm reading it and not getting back to them again. So I sometimes I do it intentionally, like uh I am not enjoying the book as much as I want had hoped, and I put it down because I need some time and then I don't get back to it ever. Or sometimes I get distracted by shiny new books and I'm like, okay, I need to, give this other book a shot. So I'll put it down for a while and I'll come back to it later, and that later never comes. So I have around 12 books that I soft DNF'd in last year. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tell you guys what all books I soft DNF'd, and these are not like not all the books I was hating. Like some of the books I was really enjoying, but for some reason I had to put it down. So I am planning to do one thing. I am planning to pick one book every month, one soft DNF book every month, and add it to my TBR of that month. So for example, I have 12 books, so I will be reading one per month. So I'll have a mug or something full of little chits, and I'll pick out one from the mug every month and I'll add it to my TBR. I think that's gonna be fun. Like I've seen other people do, like picking prompts from a jar and deciding their TBR from those prompts, and I've always wanted to do it. But I'm a mood reader. I don't do TBR, so this is the only way I can incorporate that into my life and still be a mood reader. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I will now move on to voiceover Diya.
So you can see this is my soft DNF shelf on Goodreads, and it's taking a while. Yeah. Okay. So first we have Ruination. I was absolutely like I was enjoying this book so much, but then I got a Kindle Unlimited subscription, and I was like, let's check out books on Kindle Unlimited KU. And I started reading KU books and I did not finish reading this book. So it's not the book's fault, it's completely my fault that I didn't finish it. Next, we have Legend by David Gemmell. So, Legend, I was enjoying the beginning. It was a little meandering. It took a while to get started, but it was going good. But for some reason, I couldn't binge the book. Like, I was reading maybe 20-25 pages a day of this book, and I was feeling exhausted by that. And it's not like the book is really hard to read or something like that, it's very easy to read. I even have the audiobook with me, and for some reason I was struggling. It's not a big book either, it's a very short book. It's like 350 or something pages. So it's not the book's fault, it's completely my fault that I haven't read it. A Face Like Glass. It's not exactly a soft DNF. I read the first 2-3 chapters, and then I put it down because I was not really in the mood to read that book then. So it's kind of like a freebie. God, guards. I've been reading it since 2021. I started it in 2021, and same thing. I can't seem to binge this book. Like, I read a little chunk in 2021, then I read another chunk in 2022, but after that, like, I can't seem to finish this book. It's kind of making me feel exhausted after a while, and I don't know, like maybe it's me and not the book, but I have no idea why it's making me feel exhausted. So, uh, yeah, guards. Next, we have God of Vengeance. So, God of Vengeance, I read around 100 pages, and then I got distracted by other things, mainly The Faithful and the Fallen. And since then, I've been hoping to read this, but I can't seem to fit it into my TBR. Like every month, I'm thinking, okay, this month will be the month of me reading God of Vengeance, and then I'll be like, oh, I have so many other books to read. Guess I don't have any time for this book, and yeah. So next we have Fire and Blood. Fire and Blood, I was not really in the mood. I read the first few pages and I was like, okay, I need to be in the mood. And then I started watching the show and I was like, okay, I'll watch the show. I'll finish watching the show and then I'll jump into it because I don't want to read the book and like the show was so good that I didn't want to spoil myself by reading the book. So I kind of never watched the last two episodes of the show because my subscription ran out and I have been too broke to, get the subscription to watch just two episodes. So yeah, and that's why I haven't read Fire and Blood yet, but I'm gonna read it. Like this year will be me reading all of George R.R. Martin's books because I'm also doing the Game of Thrones this thing reread. So Lion of Macedon again by David Campbell. It's not like we have a beef, but something about this book, I was not really enjoying it. I was not really in the mood for it, and I DNF. Like I was enjoying Legend more than this one, and I was like, I'll read Legend first and then I'll come back to it. So that's why I didn't read it. Of Blood and Fire, I still don't know whether I should like just DNF it or whether I should read it. So I only have 100 pages left, and one might say, you can just go back and read those 100 pages and uh, call it a day or something like that. But it was not exactly pulling me in. I didn't find it to be very distinct or very interesting, and I didn't find anything special about this book, so that's why I'm kind of meh about going back and reading it, but I think I need to go back and read it. The Woman in Black. So this was fault of my mood. I tried to read it in October, but it was not cold enough, and I wanted the like atmosphere to be really chilly and foggy and all that, so that I'll be properly scared. But now that it's actually cold, I don't want to read. Like I'm in a reading slump, so I need to read it in December or January of next year. So yeah. Next we have Sour Candy. Sour Candy, it was giving me so much anxiety. It's about a kid throwing like the book began with a kid throwing a tantrum in the supermarket, and it was giving me anxiety. Like a kid throwing tantrum, I don't know why, but it was giving me anxiety, and I didn't read it. I need to read it. It's short. It's really short, like 60 pages. Piranesi, I think I'm gonna DNF this book. I'm not gonna read it because it was not bad, but it wasn't for me. So, uh, I mean, I feel so bad talking about this book because it's so many people's favorite, but it was so boring and so it was making me feel stupid, and I don't like feeling stupid. I don't like when books make me feel stupid. So, Piranesi, I didn't finish. Next, we have Sons of Darkness. I don't know if I was reading the same thing as other people were reading because I didn't see the brilliance that other people were seeing in this book. I felt the writing was clunky. I felt that there were many things that were like, it didn't have enough original things to be called, like, it, it was kind of derivative. And the I think we need to have a talk about how inspiration is different from copying, and where should we draw the line when it comes to inspiration. So yeah, I have mixed feelings about this book, and I still want to read it because I want to give the book a fair shot. And I so that I can, if it is indeed bad, if I indeed don't like this book, I will be, well equipped to tear it down. So yeah. Okay, that sounded really mean. Anyway, I don't I just want to give the book a fair chance. That's why I want to read it. So yeah. Okay. I think we are done. I'll do the picking from the jar part in the next video because I don't have a jar with me right now, and I don't feel like, getting up and writing down the names of the books. I'm lazy. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.